A native of Winkler, Manitoba, 24-year-old Bill Ranford gets the call for Canada.
And for Team Finland, a concern was how well their goaltending would play in this Canada Cup. Marcus Kurterer, a 24-year-old, gets the call. They say he's a patient goaltender and does not handle the puck very well.
The officials are from the Soviet Union. The referee, Viktor Yakushev. From the United States, linesman Kevin Collins. And from Czechoslovakia, linesman Boris Janusek. Canada expected to win tonight, but by how much? Finland gave them a good game in the '87 Canada Cup. The final was 4-1. Yet the Finnish team, as you've heard, has won only one game in Canada Cup history.
Don, this is strength on strength here. You see Corson taking a face-off for Gretzky, and the Finns are starting their top unit, their best forward line and defense.
Smith and McInnes back on defense for Canada. Corson loses the battle, and it goes back in behind the Canadian net. Bear in mind on icing, the puck need just cross the line for the call to be made. Nobody has to touch it. It's dug out by Gretzky for Corson. He's tied up in the center ice area, and the puck slides inside the Finnish blue line. Canada trying to forecheck it. Head the Finnish team off at center ice. Larmer to Corson. Corson getting set. Gets a weak shot away that drifts wide of the Finnish net. McInnes, right point. His blast blocked by the goaltender Marcus Kurterer. A centering pass sails wide. Larmer can't get it for Finland. Esa Tikkanen of the Edmonton Oilers now checking at center ice.
No, Tikkanen was on the ice. Gretzky was on the ice. We did not see a shadow job like we saw throughout the playoffs in the National Hockey League.
Right wide for Luke Robitaille of the Los Angeles Kings. Too far for him. Arto Rotanen picks it up for the Finns. Now they come forward with Jari Kurri, about to join the Los Angeles Kings with Gretzky this year. He played in Italy last season. Murphy behind the Canadian goal. Can't clear. Chance in front. Rutu, the Buffalo Sabres couldn't get the shot. And back comes Team Canada. Russ Portnoy down in behind the net. They bump along the boards. This is Robitaille trying to get it free. Centering pass goes wide. Picked up on the near boards by Finland, and the Finns break it back out. It is Teemu Selanne with it, leaving it at the Canadian blue line. Intercepted by Mark Messier. A big addition for Canada midweek, playing in the first game tonight. Murphy with Robitaille and Messier. They dig it down for Messier in the corner. Centering pass for Portnoy. He can't get to it, and Skriko comes away for Finland back to the Canadian line. As the Finnish national team changes on the go. In the Canadian zone, Jani Ojanen centers it back. Quick shot, short side, misses by Suominen. Murphy going down at his own zone. Brendan Shanahan gets it to Paul Coffey. Coffey with Ranford going to the bench on the delayed penalty call. The extra man they try to employ as long as they can, but Järvi takes possession for Finland, and the first penalty of the game is going to be called against the Finns, number 16, Järven Paw. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
My nephew Wilbur's home from police college where he's going for his 3rd degree. And he's eating us at a house and garden. Take your Del Monte fruit cups. Wilbur certainly does. Because if you like Del Monte quality fruit in the big tins, you'll flip your lid for these little ones. And I've found them good for field trips. So here I am. You can take them anywhere. Which is more than I can say for Wilbur. For quality, it's Del Monte, eh?
Järven Paw gets the game for tripping at 2:22, the first penalty of the Canada Cup.
In the offensive zone for the Finns, and the Finns said they will not sit back and play a stingy game. They want to be aggressive, and we can see that they are aggressive as you look at the head coach, Penny Matikan, for the Finns.
Eric Lindros out of the power play for Canada, the sensational graduate of junior ranks. Still not signed in professional hockey, but making a debut here, number 88, with Gretzky. Now to Coffey. Coffey shoots, and he shoots wide of the Finnish goal. All the way back to center ice it comes.
When that shot went wide, Don, the referee got in the road of Wayne Gretzky. Soviet officials, I don't think, are used to a pace this quick on smaller ice surfaces, and they tend to get in the way sometimes.
They are skating tonight. Back of the Finnish goal. Tikkanen wins control, then gets taken down. A penalty be called there as he renews acquaintances with Wayne Gretzky.
Working call against Gretzky. That was in the offensive zone. Wayne Gretzky with a couple of words for the Soviet referee. And I don't think the referee understands quite what Wayne is saying. You can see he's not happy with the call. So, teams will be at even strength.
Canada's penalty number 99, Wayne Gretzky, for hooking at 3 minutes 6 seconds.
Mike Keenan has Brian Sutter and Pat Burns on the bench as assistant coaches with him. Upstairs is Tom Webster. Pat Burns has a walkie-talkie system with Tom Webster. And Webster acting as the eye in the sky to help out Team Canada.
So 5 aside they will go as the Soviet referee gives a new interpretation of the term hooking. And Gretzky is in the penalty box. Al McInnes of the Calgary Flames settles behind his net for a thrust forward right side. And the Canadians are on the move, shooting it into the finish zone. And right over that line it goes. Automatic icing is called.
The lineups for Team Canada, Mike Keenan put them together. The team had a meeting at 6:30 tonight, and the players were told who would be dressing and who wouldn't. You see Corson, a defensive winger on that line, along with Larmer with Gretzky. Messier, Robitaille, Courtnall. Messier, more the defensive winger on that line. Graham on the right side is the defensive line with Lindros and Howardchuk. And the Sutter line with Shanahan and Tocchet. The entire line strong defensively. Now on the blue line they have McInnes along with Steve Smith, Coffey, and Desjardins. And because of the special team play, Desjardins has not seen the ice yet. Stevens and Murphy, the last pairing. Players not dressed include Fleury, Yzerman, McCowan, Tenorti, and Sean Burke.
A lot of talent up in the stands at Maple Leaf Gardens tonight, not to mention those cut earlier by Mike Keenan. Still playing, 5 aside. Finland with a break there. Skriko going right in, stole the puck, blocked well with the side of the goal by Ranford. Now Messier will dictate the pace of the Finnish blue line. Floats it inside, leaves it there. After Skriko for Finland. Can't get a play organized. Ruutu tries to get a rink wide. Now Skriko backpedaling in his own zone. Corson taken down for Canada. No penalty of the play. The Finns bring it back in. Shot blocked from the stick of Skriko at the blue line. Smith leaving it for McInnes. Inside the finish line. Skating around Delaranta into the corner. No one there to help him out. And it's intercepted by Kekalainen. Jarmo Kekalainen to center ice. Digs it ahead for Suominen. Forced off by Smith into the corner. Kekalainen digs it out in front, stolen by Canada. The Finnish players back on the ice. They'll have a brief manpower advantage till Gretzky's back. Slap shot handled by Marcus Ketterer. He'll hang on, force a whistle in the goal crease.
Bill Ranford with 2 strong saves on Petri Skriko. Skriko's a left winger, but when he gets his offensive chances, he tends to be over on the right side of the ice. Ranford went through a very, very rigorous training session in the offseason. He's in great shape, and he has great balance. There you see he stayed on his feet to make not only the first save, but the second save. He worked with a personal trainer during the offseason in Edmonton, a lady by the name of Sue Bell, and he strengthened more than anything else his back. His back gave him problems last year. This season he hopes it will not bother him, and he's a quality choice to start Game 1 for Team Canada.
Puck drop, hard shot off the faceoff, just missed a short slide from Larmer's stick. Flipped in behind the Finnish goal. Larmer battling there. It's Jari Kurri now awaiting the pass, puts it back into his own zone. Tikkanen brings it forward. 2 familiar names to NHL fans playing for Finland. Routed in number 6 on defense, losing control. Now the Finns will bring it ahead. Scoreless game. About 5 minutes into period 1. Good skating so far. Team Canada and Finland shot down the ice by Team Canada. As Gretzky is back on, they're on even terms once again. And the great one at center ice has the pass, hit his skates, in they come, drop pass for Tocchet, his shot way wide. Bounces around to Gretzky, digs it out in front, nobody home, but Finnish sweaters, and Jari Kurri alone, teammates trailing. Here is Ruutu with him now, the pass in front, just steered wide. Ranford caught going the wrong way for a moment.
John, that was a nice job by Desjardins to stop Curry from beating him to the outside. Desjardins playing in the highest quality of hockey he's ever played in, one-on-one with Curry, and played Curry well.
And they whistle down the offside at the Team Canada blue line in the scoreless game. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Hey, I'm heading up to the cabin. Beer me.
Oh, some beers.
Get some chips. We'll wait here.
It's taking him so long.
Finally.
Oh, that's blue.
Whose turn to clean the cabin? Mine.
Perfect. Now you're laughing.
Canada and Finland scoreless. Past the 5-minute mark of period 1 of the first game for Team Canada in the 1991 Canada Cup.
This will be the first even strength shift for Eric Lindros, playing on a line with Dale Howardchuk on the left side. Howardchuk has helped Lindros get through training camp and helped make the team. They've talked a lot and worked together. Watch Solani, number 8. He's a rising superstar. He's the right wing here on this line for Team Finland. He's got a lot of tremendous hockey skills. A Winnipeg Jet draft choice.
Quick shot by Lindros. Glove by the goalie Kennerer off the back glass. Lindros carries on into the corner with it. Gets some help from Dale Howardchuk. Howardchuk looking to make his play in front. Can't do it. Broken up by Finland. Smith at center ice. Number 8, Solani, seems to be everywhere. Good skater for this Finnish team. Finland forechecking, relayed by Howardchuk to the blue line, not out. Chance in here for Skriko again. He's dangerous when loose. Almost got clear. Finland will change on the go now, flipping it inside the Canadian zone for Al McInnes. McInnes and Smith getting the lion's share of ice time on defense for Canada. Now here is Lindros getting it to the Finnish zone around to the corner. Corson bumps on the boards there with Järvenpää. Canada forechecking well, trying to force something. Gretzky's back on the ice now, but the Finns have possession. Left wing pass for Järvenpää. Watched by Corson. And now Desjardins gives him a bump back of the boards. Digs it free for Larmer. Steve Larmer of the Chicago Blackhawks clearing it for Team Canada, but back in, Finland shoots it. Ranford, near boards for Corson of the Montreal Canadiens. Gretzky on his left. In they go to the Finnish zone. Kardiela Ranta defending for Finland, number 4. Corson breaks it out for Larmer, for Gretzky, waiting to make his play in front. Does! They can't relay it, and Finland comes away with it. Järvi, shot from just at the blue line, had something on it. Paul Coffey now, both teams changing on the go. Coffey brings it inside the line. Gretzky trailing with Robitaille. Robitaille in front, jams it, they score! Off the skates of Robitaille. Is it a good goal? No, the official waves it off.
The referee is saying no. Kevin Collins is trying to get the players away from the referee so they can have a discussion. That puck may have gone off the foot of Robitaille, but I don't think Robitaille knew it went off his foot. The puck was put in front. Robitaille was being checked from behind as the Finns have been very strong in their own zone, done picking up players away from the puck. Watch the puck go in front. Robitaille's feet went off. It appeared Robitaille's left foot as he was being marked by Kekalainen.
He did not kick the puck. He was carried in by the Finnish player.
The stick is up. The puck goes in. Whether Robitaille directed it in on purpose or not is the question, and it was tough to tell. The Finns have held Team Canada to 3 shots on goal in nearly 8 minutes of play, and Team Canada would love to get the first goal. It looks like it's been disallowed.
That is the call.
You heard them say kicked in.
And I don't know how they can call that with the Finnish player controlling the momentum of Robitaille.
Controlling Robitaille. Coffey will put it in front. Did it go off of Robitaille or did it go off the Finnish player? Well, there's no way that should be disallowed. Robitaille was being checked, not even sure where the puck went. It may have ricocheted off of both skates That goal should have been allowed. It should be 1-0 Canada.
But it remains a scoreless game. Scott Stevens for Canada puts it right back into the Finnish corner. Number 6, Rautanen, bumping along the boards. Messier trying to come up with it. Tikkanen does for Finland and clears the zone. Past the 8-minute mark of period 1. Officially still a scoreless hockey game. Robitaille digs it across to the right side for Murphy. Murphy plays it down, relayed by Ketterer, the Finnish goaltender. Robitaille from behind the net. Tries to carry on in that far corner. Wants to dig it back to the point. Does. Murphy's shot deflected. Got a piece of it. Kept out at bay. Here's Robitaille now. Robitaille is being marked over there by Turkonen.
You see the Finns playing a man-on-man defensive zone coverage. Now they get the puck. They can work on a breakout. The Finns are playing much better defensively tonight than what the Swedes did against the Americans this afternoon.
Curry comes away after the weak shot by Stevens. Ranford handles a shot from a distance. Both teams changing on the move now. 9 minutes into period 1 of a scoreless game. Team Canada and Finland. For Team Canada, Brent Sutter of the Islanders leaves it in front there. The backhand shot by Tocchet just failed to click. Tocchet regains possession. Redirected in front. Loose puck. They bang away all around Ketterer, but he holds them at bay. Brisk action behind the net now as play goes right on across the blue line. Smith containing it in the mid-ice area for Canada. Now Solani comes away with it for Finland. He got a high stick. Whistle sounds. Canada will be called for high sticking.
Canada's intensity picking up here. Steve Smith will get the penalty. This comes after some fine forechecking by Sutter, Shanahan, and Tocchet, along with a couple of good scoring chances for Team Canada.
Finland goes on the power play. This from Maple Leaf Gardens is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV. Take 2 minutes for high sticking at 9:31.
Donnie tries to slash Solani across the arm, and I believe the tip of the blade goes up as Solani bends over, and you see the tip of the blade of Steve Smith's stick catching the Finn forward as he was in the offensive zone. So it's penalty kill time for Team Canada, and Canada puts Courtnall on the ice as the Canadians go with some quickness up front to kill a penalty.
As Tikkanen wins the face-off, he's got Curry on his left and Pekka Turkonen on his right on the Finnish power play, approaching the midway point of period 1 of a scoreless Canada Cup game. Ketterer leaves it for his defense player Numminen. Team Canada with Corson and Courtnall, the Montreal Canadiens, circling and forechecking. Tikkanen rink wide, errant pass. Desjardins for Canada will clear the zone. Now Finland forming up the attack. Ahead on the right side for Tikkanen. Rink wide. Curry lets it go for Numminen. Desjardins for Canada recovering on the far boards, and he will clear the zone. Nothing too forceful yet in the way of a Finnish power play. They change on the go. Jyrki Lume getting his first ice time in contact with Gretzky. Now Larmer at the blue line. Steve Larmer gets turned around, and the linesman from Czechoslovakia whistles it down at the Finland blue line. Pentti Matiklin is the coach of the Finnish team.
He was given that post in 1987. They go with units of 5, Don. This is number 1 as far as the units go, and that was the line that was on the ice for the power play. Number 2, the complete unit of 5 stay together. They're now on the ice for the power play after the number 1 line was taken off. The other 2 units of 5, Don, they use them as defensive lines. So we're seeing the Finns go with units of 5 as much as possible.
Strika with Ruto on the ice and the dangerous Salani for Finland as the Finnish power play continues here at the 11-minute mark of period 1 of a scoreless Labatt Canada Cup game. McKinnis promptly shoots it down the ice. Keenan changing frequently. Fresh players to kill this penalty on. Solani chases a pass down. Saved by Ranford. Near boards kept in by Finland. Now Canada comes away. Rink wide pass. Left side. Howard Chuck. The race is on, and it rolls to Ketterer, who hangs on.
Terrific penalty killing to this point. Not a serious threat by Finland on the power play. We'll take a look now at the two defensive five-man units that this Finnish team uses. Billy Siren used to play in the National Hockey League with Pittsburgh, along with Hartford. And there's the fourth unit, the big centerman, Kekalainen, a Boston Bruin property. Knee problem there. Here we see the Canadians moving the puck into the offensive zone while killing the penalty, and with the goaltender stopping the play, that helps Team Canada. The Canadians have used 6 different forwards, Don, 3 different units of 2 up front, killing this penalty. So the players certainly go hard and short and get a good time to rest.
Finland still trying to capitalize on the odd man advantage. Team Canada working it inside the Finnish zone, costing Finland precious seconds here. On the right side, this is Ojanen. Long shot in. Järvenpää behind the net. Plays it around in the corner for Ojanen. Back to the point. Fakes the shot. Ojanen getting set. Shoots. Good stop by Ranford. Short side he blocked. They circle the net. Try to jam it from there. Järvenpää couldn't poke it in.
Don, a great play by Lindros. The youngster was on the ice. Ranford had lost his stick, and Lindros handed Ranford his stick, and he's still using it. Smart play by the young Canadian forward.
Indeed. From Toronto, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
What some people won't do for the most refreshing taste on earth. Always keep plenty of Coca-Cola Classic on ice. You never know who'll drop in.
Very impressive debut by young Eric Lindros, number 88. He has certainly caught the eye of hockey fans here already.
Some players are born with it. It's called hockey sense. Ranford has lost his goal stick, and Lindros alerts Ranford, hands him his hockey stick, and Ranford played out the rest of the play until the stoppage, at least with a stick in his hand. It's a legal play and a smart play by young Eric Lindros.
Well, Canada at full strength now, with Scott Stevens getting it ahead to center ice. Stevens now will force it ahead. Gretzky in a race for possession with Hura. And the Finnish defender gets there, but kept in by Canada. Backhand, and it does not stay inside the blue line very long. For Finland, slap shot, hard drive. Suominen, good save. Bill Ranford.
A big shot by Suominen, but it was a 3-on-2, and the shot was taken by Suominen just inside the blue line. It was a good shot. It forced Ranford into making a good save, but perhaps a better play could have developed if Suominen moves in. He was forced by the defense. When you see the trailer coming through the slot, that was the player, the third rusher. It was a 3-on-2. Murphy stays wide, and the shot's taken from well out. Ranford with real good position, making the save. Shots 6-5 to this point in favor of the Finns. There's still 7:28 remaining here in this first period.
There are 9 members of the Finland team with NHL connections, past or present. Numminen, Eloranta, Siren, Tikkanen, of course, Jari Kurri, Ruutu, to name but a few.
Don Curry took the face-off, and the Canadians had no trouble in controlling the puck and trying to set up the breakout.
A little over 7 minutes to go in the first period. Slides inside the line, and it's cleared by Ketterer over the stick of Gretzky. Larmer. Now Desjardins. Carson couldn't get a shot. Larmer does. A big blast handled on the goal crease for the Finnish netminder. Curry now checking Larmer on the near boards, trying to clear for Finland. And so Tikkanen takes over. Tikkanen now comes away at center ice for Finland. Tikkanen with Curry. Wide angle shot. Rebound. Curry. He didn't get much wood, or he might have scored on the rebound. It's under him at the side of Team Canada's net.
That puck was forced under Curry by Corson, but the faceoff is coming outside anyway. Good save on the rebound by Ranford, even though Ranford allowed the original shot to get away. Here's Larmer with a great chance. He generally shoots high, and you saw the patience of the Finnish goaltender. There's the bad angle shot that gets away from Bill Ranford, and he's forced into making a fine second save as Curry had trouble with the rolling puck. Curry had trouble getting the clean shot away.
It remains scoreless. 6.5 minutes to go in period one. Good hard skating hockey to kick off Team Canada's involvement in the Labatt Canada Cup of 1991. Now Luc Robitaille at center ice rolls it through for Clarknall. He couldn't get a shot away. He was fended off there by Strico, defending on the near boards. Now around to the far corner. This is McInnes. The defenseman's playing it down in the corner, trying to force something in front for Clarknall. Loose bouncing puck, and Robitaille couldn't get a stick on it.
We're seeing the Finns play the man-on-man.
Here's a chance. Ranford just gets there ahead of Solani, who was in alone. Messier makes the pass to Corknell in the corner. Robitaille is everywhere in this ice surface of Maple Leaf Gardens. He scores! Luc Robitaille, Team Canada, 1-0.
This is one of the few times the Finns have been beaten man-on-man. Watch the room Team Canada has after the puck is put into the corner. There goes Courtnall. Watch Robitaille. He's the man with the room. Now, two players will go at him. That opens things up, so Robitaille lets it go with the screen in front. And the goaltender stays deep, the top shelf shot, and it's 1-0 Team Canada. This goaltender, Kerderer, is supposed to have quick feet. Test them upstairs. Robitaille did, and they scored.
Corknall assisting on the play. And Messier also draws an assist on the goal by Luc Robitaille. 1-0 for Canada. Tocchet now. Shooting it down the board. Sutter relaying it in behind the Finnish net. Trying to maintain the pressure after that first Canadian goal. Finland comes away with it. Uttila missed the pass for a Janin. Stevens up to the neutral zone. Good check on Janin there. Tocchet will go to the Team Canada bench after that. Lindros round to number 33. Dirk Graham of the Chicago Blackhawks. Both teams changing as Canada brings it back to the Finnish zone. Lindros there first. Met in the corner by Hassi Huron. Centers it out in front. Coffey can't reach it back at the point. The Finns have it out. Raimo Suominen brings it inside the line with Järvi. Järvi taken out heavily against the boards. Graham ahead for Lindros. Makes a good check on Eloranta. Little over 4 minutes to play now. Broken up at center ice by the Finns. Hura shoots it back to the Canadian zone. Good wide open action. Frequent changes. Fast pace. Down they come. Here's Coffey. Howard Chuck trailing. Coffey by the side of the goal. Turned aside by Ketterer. Now Curry will test the right side. Team Canada again changing. Coffey watching Curry. Curry goes in. Good save by Ranford and steered away by Desjardins. Finland with some good scoring chances has outshot Team Canada 9-8 to the stage. About 3:40 to play in the first period. Team Canada leads by a goal. Pekka Turkunin rolling it inside the Team Canada zone. Out again behind Gretzky. And behind the Finnish defender, Rotanen. Back to his own zone. Watched by Corson. Gretzky there also. But the Finns bring it out. Curry. After a year in Italy, set to go to the Los Angeles Kings to rejoin Gretzky this year. Lets the shot go wide. Shane Corson makes a pass. McInnes can't grab. Tikkanen, good center ice pass. Solani has it go behind him, and it's called on the offside. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
What happened when Canada's leading copier company started to dream in color? They created the revolutionary Canon Color Laser copiers for color that demonstrates, motivates, and communicates. True to life color that'll stop you dead in your tracks. Canon full color copies, changing the face of business.
This is Don Chevrier with John Davidson back at the near the end of the first period. A little over 3 minutes to go. Team Canada at Maple Leaf Gardens with a 1-0 lead over Team Finland. Stevens will take a shot from the point. Red basket saved by Marcus Ketterer. The Labatt's Blue Player of the Game for Team Canada receives the Canon Futura. Hold the future of photography in your hands. The sophisticated new approach in camera design combines a full range of auto operation features that ensure everyone will enjoy using the Futura. And everybody's enjoying what they've seen so far from Team Canada and Team Finland. Salame gets it ahead at center ice, picked up by Stevens. The unfinished player forechecking well, though. They regain possession at the blue line with Jyrki Lume. Ahead for Sonone, can't get it to him. Skriko loses the puck to Robitaille. He's got the game's only goal so far. Cornwell in front, bouncing it there. Loose to the finish zone. Chance for Robitaille. Can't get a shot away as he's taken off on the far corner by Skriko. Messier comes in to help out, and forecheck for Canada to keep the puck in play, but it's clear for the Finns.
See Messier come in. Arms up, elbows up, stick up. He loves to bang in international hockey, and that's why he's a force out there. Luc Robitaille will have a new center this year when he plays with Los Angeles. He played a lot throughout training camp for Team Canada with Adam Oates, and Oates was released from the team. Robitaille said he doesn't care who he plays with as long as he plays for this club, and he's led the team with a 1-0 goal here. His Los Angeles center of last season, Todd Elliott, was traded away, and there's talk that Tony Granato will play center with Robitaille for the Kings this year, Don. And Robitaille, if he watched today's game with Team USA, would love to have Granato. Granato had a great game leading USA over Team Sweden.
LA Kings have always been a high-scoring team, but they'll score even more this time around, it appears. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Hard shot by Desjardins was handled by the blocker of Ketterer. And Finland clears to the neutral zone. They bring it ahead now. Left wing relay is broken up by Desjardins. Left there, and a quick shot was taken by Yoyanen. Blocked by the defense. Still inside the zone, though. And finally, missed pass back over the line. Ranford tested severely, but steady in goal. Finland now has been outshot 10-9 by Team Canada. A little less than 2 minutes to go in period one. Play just outside the Finnish blue line. Shot in by Rick Tocchet as Team Canada changes on the fly once again. One man left to forecheck, and the other four are replacements. It slides across the line. Automatic icing is called here in this 1-0 game for Team Canada. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Labatt's Light takes a refreshing look at the block party. There are large block parties. And then there are small block parties. But what's a block party without a party animal? Then there's the taste of a Labatt's Light. Right out of the ice. Now that's refreshing.
Sons, huh?
I thought that was the John Davidson fan club. Or is that with the guy with the hair and the teeth on the talk show? It must be him. Less than 2 minutes to go. About a minute and a half here in the first period. Team Canada with a 1-0 lead. Had a goal disallowed. Might well have had a 2-0 edge at this point. But Finland has played them well. They've skated with Team Canada. And they've made Mike Keenan's team work here in their debut in the Canada Cup. Puck hops over the boards, the blue line. A minute 20 left in the period.
Mike Keenan said that depending on how things go, if they didn't go well for Team Canada, he would shorten his bench and go with his best players. He doesn't want to mess around with this game, but his team has played pretty hard here.
Well, we're going to, between periods, bring you up to date so far in the Canada Cup tournament. Craig Patrick will be heard from again, and that sad story about Badger Bob Johnson. Sports break from CTV Sports, and of course Bill Clement will give you his version of what's happened here in the first period and expert analysis.
Badger Bob, be very proud of the way his team played today. We certainly wish Bob Johnson and Bob's family all the best.
Our prayers are with him. What a sad story. McInnes for Canada. Just over a minute to go now in period number 1 as Team Canada brings it forward. Left wing relay. Here's young Eric Lindros, and a great save by Marcus Ketterer from point-blank range. Rebound comes out. They bang away, and Graham couldn't poke it home. 45 seconds to go in the period. Finns bring it back down the ice in behind the Canadian net. Ranford leaves it there. Now Howard Chuck, left boards, works it ahead. Lindros, Smith, McInnes will go to the bench. Icing is called with just seconds to play in period 1. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Well, you could be a dinosaurio, or you might be Zorio. You can toss a yo-yo and watch it spin, or have a tug-a-wario to see who wins. You can wear a pompadorio on the street, and a down Oreo just wouldn't be complete without a hunky-dunky Dorio. Always fun to explore Oreo.
Mr. Christine, the third cookies.
Our next telecast on CTV, Team Canada against Team USA, Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern in Hamilton.
Just 30 seconds to go in the opening period here. Team Canada with a 1-goal lead over Finland. Play in the finish. Team Canada forechecking, looking to force that break. Brendan Shanahan on the ice in behind the goal. Tocchet there to help, but the Finns come away with it. Shot to the left side by Newmanen, and back inside the Team Canada zone. A dozen seconds of play remain. Now there are 10. Stevens uses the boards to rebound it out. Tocchet relays it inside the finish zone, and that's going to take care of play in period 1. Horn sounds at Maple Leaf Gardens. Good skating, exciting hockey for a 1-0 Team Canada lead.
Good goaltending at both ends, Don. I thought the Canadians over the last 5 or 6 minutes elevated their play, started to win the battle along the boards quite a bit. They could be up by another goal. They had one disallowed, and Lindros was stopped on a breakaway.
A good start for Mike Keenan's team here with a 1-0 first period lead over Team Finland. From Toronto, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Be cool. It's strange out there. 3M salutes the Olympics. They enshrined ideals of sportsmanship, friendship, and fair play. Ideals nurtured by Canada's coaches. They teach our children lessons that go beyond athletics. Lessons about dedication, perseverance, sportsmanship that will stay with them for life. 3M salutes Canada's coaches and pledges its continued support so the ideals will live on. 3M, innovation working for you.
Heard what's happening? McDonald's prices.
Oh, no!
An original hamburger, just 69 cents. A cheeseburger, 79 cents. And a sausage McMuffin, just 89 cents. Priced for today?
Oh, no!
This is McDonald's today. Great value all day.
You deserve a break today. McDonald's, McDonald's today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey! Oh, no, that's got that air thing. Nice shoes. Oh, no, that's...
Stop! This is ridiculous. I'm an athlete, not an actor. music coming from? You know I don't have time for this.
But I do. Hit it!
Yeah!
Everything I know I've learned from you. You've always been there to see me through. Can't beat it, you know it's a real thing. The feeling you get when you know there's someone there for you.
Thanks, Dad.
Can't beat the real thing. Coca-Cola Classic.
CTV Sports, proud to present the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. And after one period here at Maple Leaf Gardens, Luc Robitaille had a goal that didn't count and one that did. It's 1-0 Canada leading Team Finland. There were two games already completed earlier today, and you might say one was a shocker and the other mildly surprising. The defending world champions from Sweden against Team USA in Pittsburgh. Jeremy Roenick with a beautiful goal. The first of two for Roenick. The Americans were relentless in the second period. Craig Janney to Brett Hull, who finds the net behind a bombarded Rolf Ritterwall. Hull later went out with a knee injury. U.S. won the opener by a score of 6-3. 6,000 in Saskatoon, Czechoslovakia, meeting the Soviet Union, who many feel are as strong as ever, but the Czechs were not intimidated. Lubomir Kolnik opens scoring and begins the upset. Czechoslovakia scored 5 straight, 2 by Ryszard Zemlika, who potted this one behind Alexei Margin. The Soviets responded with 2 late goals, but the story of this game, Dominik Hasek, who made brilliant save after brilliant save. The Czechs surprised the Soviets 5-2. As we all know, the Americans were dealt a devastating blow over the last couple of days with the news surrounding head coach Bob Johnson and the removal of his brain tumor. Earlier tonight, I had a chance to talk with American co-GM Craig Patrick, and I asked him to update us on Badger Bob's condition.
Sure, he's resting peacefully in the hospital. They were worried that he might not be able to move any of his left side or speak again, but he said 2 words to the doctor today, and he's been moving his left side, and that's been very encouraging news to us. He's come a long way in 24 hours, so we're real encouraged with what's gone on with Bob. And last night I visited with him and got the lineup. He can write with his right hand, and he thinks his mind is very alert. He's as it always is. There's no change there. And his only problem is communicating, so he uses a pad and pencil and writes to us what he wants to communicate to us. He can hear us perfectly, so everything mentally is fine with him. And, he gave us the lineup. He gave us a plan to use to break down the Swedish forecheck, as he calls it, the Swedish trap. And so we got that information from him last night and took it to the team this morning at a meeting at 9 o'clock. And on we went with the game.
He always used a notepad when he coached, and I guess he's still coaching for you.
He definitely is. He's definitely our coach, and he's still our coach for the Penguins.
Well, Craig, thanks for being with us, and please, on behalf of all of us at CTV and TV Labatt, send our best wishes and prayers to Bob Johnson and his family. That's American co-GM Craig Patrick earlier tonight. Team USA heading to Toronto later tonight. They will play in Hamilton against Team Canada on Monday night. The score here after one period, it's Team Canada 1, Finland 0. Our first intermission continues. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Tomorrow on CTV Sports, the pennant race continues in the American League East as the Blue Jays take on the Yankees. Check local listings for the time in your area. Labatt's Blue Jays Baseball, part of CTV Sports Championship Summer.
Stomach troubles. They can blow in like an ocean storm, bringing heartburn, or upset stomach, or even diarrhea. That's why you should always have Pepto-Bismol on board. Pepto's special triple-action coating formula goes to work quickly to cool heartburn, calm upset stomach, and relieve diarrhea with a layer of effective soothing pink medication. Pepto-Bismol's triple-action coating formula turns tummy troubles into smooth sailing.
You've never seen lips like these before.
Because you've never seen lip color like this. Lip Advance from CoverGirl. It looks different. It lasts different. The cream powder color clings. The top coat's lush and moist. So Lip Advance lasts.
Yeah.
And lasts. And lasts.
How much longer?
Soon. And lasts. Lip Advance lip color. CoverGirl. Redefining beautiful.
So I joined a store club for gifts. Then I looked at the points they expected me to collect, and it was just plain nuts. It took Bob Peter to come up with a solution. Every month you spend $100 or more on your Bay card, you get 5 Bay card dollars with your statement. No points to collect, no catalogs, no club to join. Boy, I tell you, this news was about as exciting as meeting. What's his name? You know, Bob,
Peter.
You get more for your floor at your TK store. TK's carpet. Tile and vinyl too. There's so much you can choose. TK's carpet. With the folks to see, the service you trust. We got you covered. Come and see us. If you don't shop TK's, you may pay too much. TK's carpet.
Now, a CTV Coca-Cola Classic Sports Break. Here's Lance Brown.
Hi, everybody. No particular reason to show you this other than we thought you'd get a big bang out of it. Inside there is the human bomb, and he did. Literally in Philadelphia today. Meanwhile, speaking of explosions, Tigers and A's, here Milt Kyler pokes his 2-run double. It's 3-0 for Detroit, but Oakland scores 7 runs in the 7th. The last run on this Jose Canseco sac fly. The A's leading 7-6. Detroit came back to tie it, but here's the winning run. Mark McGuire bloops it into right field. Tony Phillips can't find it. Jose Canseco scores 9-8 Oakland over Detroit. In 10 innings, the Blue Jays are 3.5 in front of the Detroit Tigers. Meanwhile, the smoke is still clearing. We'll find out what happened to this poor soul when we return with more on Sports Break in just a moment.
Helmets on? All right. All right, let's go.
Takes a lot to be a future star. Takes a lot of keeping up from you. But you can't beat the feeling when you do. Can't beat it. Coca-Cola Classic. Can't beat the real thing.
You do okay.
Those Phillies were hosting Atlanta. Ricky Jordan drives the ball to left field. John Kruk slides under catcher Frank Cabrera, former Blue Jay. That made it 5-0 for Philadelphia. Atlanta had won 5 in a row. They may still come back in that one. This guy finally came back. The crowd got a big bang out of him. He was certainly dynamite.
Alexander Keith believed in working slowly and carefully, taking the time to get things right. Those who shared his simple philosophy received a suitable reward. Today, we still brew Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale his way.
Imagine winning your choice of 3 great world sports tours, like the Grand Slam of tennis or the Grand Slam of golf. Enter the Gillette World Tour of Sports Sweepstakes, and you could win one of 3 trips for 2 to tennis, golf, or Formula One Grand Prix around the world following your favorite sport. The Gillette World Tour of Sports. Enter where Gillette products are sold.
It's out there, the sinus cold. Once it breaks in, you feel like it's locked itself inside your sinuses. You sneeze without loosening it, blow your nose without draining it. You feel pain and pressure in your sinus cavities. So try Dristan tablets. Dristan's special penetrating action reaches all 8 sinus cavities to help clear the congestion, pressure, and pain out of your sinuses so you feel better. Dristan tablets help clear the cold misery that's locked in your sinuses.
We want to see you smile. We know that seeing is believing. We've got a whole lot of life to share. We're looking so good, let us take you there. Turn this on, turn it up. ATV, we're part of your life. Turn this on, turn it up. Seeing is believing. Turn this on, turn it up. ATV, we're part of your life.
Red Maple Leafs adorn Maple Leaf Gardens. Canada leading Finland 1-0 after one period here in Toronto. Bill Clement, it's time to do some handicapping. The Rod's odds and Bill's pick. I like Canada. How about you?
First of all, I'm glad I wasn't handicapping at noon today, because I would have jumped right in front of the camera and talked about how Canada has a slight edge, but how Sweden and the Soviet Union are right behind them. I was really shocked by Czechoslovakia's upset of the Soviet Union, and also to a degree by USA's victory over Sweden. Not only the win, but how they did it. I mean, they were convincing wins. I think what this does, it doesn't change all that much. Canada is still favored. USA now jumps in there with Sweden and also the USSR. But what it does, it opens up the door for Canada to make the finals. I think have a much easier road getting into the finals, with Sweden and the USSR losing their opening round games.
Finland has to surprise you here tonight, though.
Yes, they do. They're strong defensively, and they surprised me. There were a couple of things that happened in the first period that were very solid for the Finns. They came back in defensively as a unit just about every time. And on this play, you'll see 4 Finns come all the way back in deep to try to match up with the penetration that the Canadians have. Watch the Finns in white come all the way back in. There are 3 of them right in there. 4 of them now all back in by the goal line, and they were able to snuff out this play. Now, that worked for the first part of the period very well, and at this stage, you can see 5 of them were actually back in there. Little later on in the period, they stopped doing that, and it was really when they stopped doing it that Canada was able to capitalize. On this play, you can see 4 Finns. Pick them out on the screen. There are 4 in white coming all the way back in. Watch the 2 on the right now. They'll quit and just move back high in the zone. Well, that leaves a complete gap open here for Luc Robitaille to get it, to button hook, to move around. He didn't have that room the first half of the period, but he did in the second half.
And that's the margin right now. 1-0 Canada over Finland. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup on CTV. Luc Robitaille with the only goal in the first period at 14:08 from Russ Courtnall and Marc Messier.
CTV's coverage of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup is being brought to you in part by Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire is a proud sponsor of Canada Cup. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
Don Chevrier and John Davidson with you as the teams are taking their final warm-ups for the second period of play. An entertaining hockey game. Canada leading by the 1-0 score. In case you missed it, they had another goal that looked very good, disallowed, but Team Canada at least gets the jump on a fast-skating Finnish squad.
Don, we've had a number of chances to look at the goals scored by Team Canada, and you have to admire the work of Courtnall to dump the puck off to Robitaille and then get away from his check to provide the screen. And that screen disallowed the goaltender to catch a clean glimpse of that shot by Robitaille. Nice job by Russ Courtnall.
Another reminder for Toronto fans that he was once a Toronto Maple Leaf. And he has certainly added more pain to that memory with his play here tonight, although they appreciate it on behalf of Team Canada. His first Canada Cup, the first goal goes to the Los Angeles Kings' Luc Robitaille. A little huddle around Marcus Ketterer, and Team Finland is getting set to get underway in period 2.
We should mention, too, the team of Finland is home team for this game. Team Canada yesterday in practiced changing on the fly for 2 reasons: in case they need matchups, and second of all, in international hockey, a lot of times you'll go a long period of time without a stoppage, so changing on the fly becomes very important. The Team Canada coaches did work on it yesterday, a smart part of their practice.
Sutter skates to center ice to face off against Turkunin. Bill Ranford had a problem around his net that has been taken care of now, so the Soviet referee is set to go. Tocchet on the right, and on the left for Team Canada is Brendan Shanahan. Murphy back on the blue line. Along with Stevens, they work it inside. They roll it to the doorstep of Ketterer, and he will hang on just to be sure.
In talking to Esa Tikkanen about Jari Kurri, he said that Kurri seems very, very refreshed after playing a year in Italy. He said his mind is back and it's on hockey, and he's ready to play well in this tournament and in Los Angeles for the upcoming season. Don, it's interesting to note that Kurri only has 1 goal in a previous 10 games that he's played in Canada Cup action. Maybe it's just the fact that Team Finland has never been a strong team.
We say they've only won 1 game in Canada Cup history, and probably Kurri lacks that support. Didn't have anybody named Gretzky with him in Finnish colors, as I recall. Here now for Finland is Turkunen, number 22, breaking it out to center ice. He drops it back to Newman, and his shot handled by the stick of Ranford. Turkunen carries on behind the net. For Kurri in front. Kept in on the point by Teppo Numminen of the Winnipeg Jets. Murphy for Team Canada now will come forward with it. Pass too far for Tocchet. Taken by Teppo Numminen again. Back and forth they go from center ice back to the Canadian corner. Bumping and falling is Ruutu. Murphy clears the zone. 12-10 total shots on goal for Team Canada at this juncture. Early in period 2 with a 1-0 Team Canada lead. Tocchet sends it rink wide. Shanahan chasing it down the left boards. The boys in red will change on the fly as Shanahan tries to save it for Gretzky. Does. Pass. Quick shot by Larmer. Just failed to click. Now McInnes gets it back. It slides out of the zone all the way back into the Team Canada into the ice. A minute and a half into period 2. 1-0 Canada leading Finland. Gretzky has it go off his stick down to the corner. Corson bumps in there. McInnes saves, fakes the shot, feeds Gretzky. It goes through him. Remember, Gretzky playing with that painful hand. Can't squeeze the stick the way he would like. Makes the shot, though. Rebound is loose. Gretzky circles, but Ketterer hangs on.
And that was a great example of Gretzky having the sore hand. He had no option but to shoot, and the shot had very little on it.
This is from Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
For the top brands in hockey equipment at low prices, nobody addresses Canada's needs so completely as the more than 400 addresses of Canadian Tire. Giving you the time to turn that raw talent into tomorrow's pro.
You know, son, the goalies are the real stars of this game.
Wayne Gretzky at the bench, the all-time points leader in the National Hockey League, and no doubt the leader of Team Canada 1991.
There's a good shot, and you'll see Gretzky come through, look for a rebound, and he's tackled, knocked down to the ice, and he was a little slow getting up, but appears to be all right on the bench.
Järvi for Finland now against Paul Coffey. Waits, lets the shot go, and shoots it wide. Pele Siren keeping it on the left side. Momentarily cleared by Team Canada. Fed a hit for Courtnall, races on the right boards. Courtnall against Järvi. They battle in the corner, dug out in front. Fed back for Desjardins. His shot redirected by Marcus Ketterer, the goaltender for the Finnish national team. Messier, Robitaille, Courtnall sweeps at it and can't get much on and fires it wide.
The Canadians are starting to control the back boards. The boards in behind the goaltender. Many times now, you'll see the Canadians move in and control the puck.
Finland controlling it now. Ojanen brings it in. Quick shot. Radford rebound. Ojanen scores and ties the game for Team Finland.
This is one of the defensive lines on the ice for Team Finland. They moved the puck up ice. And when Ojanen took the original shot, he was able to move in and get his own rebound. And that's something that really shouldn't happen. And it's a great wrist shot right here. And Ojanen gets around Coffey. And you see the rebound, which doesn't happen often, but Ranford put it back in front. It's a tremendous save, but the rebound got away from him. And Ojanen was able to move in and get his own rebound. and tie this thing up in one. That has to be a boost for the Finns. One of their defensive lines getting the tying goal.
Scored by number 20. Le but de l'équipe de la Finlande, compté par le numéro 20, Janne Ojanen. Assisted by number 16. Avec l'aide du numéro 16, Anu Yarvenpa. And number 9, le numéro 9, Ville.
Siren and Yarvenpa get the assist. 2:45. Finland ties it early in period 2. Larry Murphy now back in behind Ranford. Given no chance on that rebound. He put out in front. The Finns pressing for more. Kekalainen couldn't control it. Team Canada inside the line. Howard check shot. Rebound. They bang away in front. And held at bay by Marcus Ketterer.
That was a 4-on-3 with Stevens leading the rush. And that was a fine pass over to Howard Chuck, and Ketterer with a good save.
It's a 1-1 hockey game. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
When something is wrong with my baby, something is wrong with me.
People have a special relationship with their cars. So when something goes wrong, they trust the trained technicians at Canadian Tire to make everything okay again. Canadian Tire, Canada's #1 choice for auto service.
Janne Ojanen has pulled Finland even here, and they almost went ahead.
You see Ojanen keep driving to the net, and he got to the rebound, putting it underneath. Bill Ranford, so the New Jersey draft choice, the man they call OJ, ties it up.
Pekka Tukkonen now to the Team Canada line. Nice piece of skating, but McInnes ties him up. And he has to go back to the boards for it. Intercepted by Brent Sutter. McInnes to Tocchet. Tocchet shot. Down goes Ketterer to stop the play.
Don, this is the first ever trip to Canada for Ketterer. He's a kid that said, hey, listen, if I happen to play well over here and somebody asks me to a National Hockey League camp, I'd love to go. And there he looked pretty sharp. He seems to have very good position. We mentioned earlier that he's a patient goaltender. And that was a tricky shot by Tocchet that Ketterer actually made look pretty easy in making the save.
You know, in 7 games in last spring's World Championships, as you look at what Rick Tocchet meant to Philadelphia, Marcus Ketterer had a 172 goals against average in the World Hockey Championship. So he can play some good goals. 1-1 is the score. We're early in the second period, about 4 minutes in. Number 2, Newmanen takes a bump. Carries on in behind his own goal. Team Canada forechecking once again, trying to win possession of the finish zone. Away comes Finland.
Team Canada has Messier playing left wing here in place of Shanahan with Tocchet. And I think Messier just got caught. It will be an interference call in the neutral zone. Interference, I believe, is called by the Soviet official. Messier double shifted here in the second period. Here he's in place of Shanahan. Tikkanen knocked his feet out there on that play. Messier got up, got back into the play, and you'll see him with a little chop knocking Tikkanen's feet out, and that's what the referee saw. So things heat up, and Esa Tikkanen is in the middle of it.
It's like a referee trying to work a fight. He only saw round 2. He didn't look at round 1. Messier will get the penalty. It's called interference at 4:06.
2 minutes of interference at 4 minutes 6.
And a critical point in a tie hockey game. Mike Keenan not pleased with that call. Viktor Yakushev, the Soviet referee, pretty liberal with penalties. It doesn't take much for him to call something.
You don't want to be overly critical of officiating. But North America has the best by far officiating in the world of hockey that there is. And in a tournament like this, you're forced to use officials from other countries, and it's just simply not as strong as what we're used to.
Tonight, a Soviet referee and an American and a Czechoslovakian linesman worked the game.
For this referee, it's his first ever Canada Cup action. Kevin Collins of the 3 has more action than the other 2. This is his 3rd Canada Cup.
Got back on the point. Lackinen forces the play beside the goal. Here's a great scoring chance. It turned away. Solani got robbed by Ranford. And Team Canada clears. Great power play play scoring chance there denied by Bill Ranford.
Sutter was on for the face-off. He now goes off, and Gretzky's on the ice to help kill a penalty.
Hops over the stick of Laukinen and comes right back to Ketterer. Yanni Laukinen in behind his own goal. We'll leave it there now. Number 21, Christian Ruutu with it. Makes the Rick wide pass. Alaranta. Now this is number 14, Petri Skriko with it. Intercepted by Team Canada. Out they come. Gretzky. McInnes. Defenseman falls, but he shoots wide on the short side. Dug out by Gretzky. A minute left now in the Team Canada penalty to Messier. Jyrki Lume for Finland. Tikkanen stretching to try to stay on side, fails to do so. They get the call of the Team Canada blue line.
Good penalty killing is always led by fine goaltending, and Ranford with a couple of great saves and what appeared to be a sensational one, the second one off of Solani. You'll see the rebound from the original shot. You see on the near side of the ice, number 8, waiting for a rebound, and he gets it. But watch Ranford's stick. What a great save that was. Sensational movement by Ranford. Ranford has great balance. Watch him move to his right without going down. And he puts the arm and stick out to rob the youngster, Solani.
As a former netminder, you, above all people, can appreciate that.
Oh, a wonderful save. If I ever stretched like that, Don, they'd have to get the crane out and get me off here and see the doctor. What a wonderful save that was.
Yes, it was. Less than a minute to go, and that penalty to Messier. 14:38 remaining in the second period, and the shocker is that Finland's tied this game at 1.
Now, Mike Keenan did tell me that he will shorten his bench if he has to, if he feels the best players are needed. They will play a lot. And we've seen here Shanahan miss a shift from his line, and Messier appear to be starting what could be a double shift for him. So we'll have to try and watch here and see what Mike Keenan does regarding his bench strength.
Corson won the faceoff. Back to the Finnish corner. Teppo Numminen in there as the Canadian player Korknell runs into him, then into the boards. Left for Tikkanen with Curry. Can't make the pass across. Now Curry has it on the near boards. Desjardins battles him, and the Canadians clear the zone. And they will change. Corson for Gretzky, who's on the ice now. Curry. Good check by Gretzky. Takes it off his stick at center ice. Teppo Numminen. Tikkanen. Curry. Around the net goes Yanni Ojanen. He's got the only goal so far, and Canada breaks out. Lead pass, they can't find Messier. Just failed to collect at the Finnish blue line.
Ville Siren read the play and broke up the pass. It was a gallant effort, but a fine read and react by Siren to break it up.
Ojanen playing it inside the blue line, and the play is whistled down right there at the Team Canada line. We're tied at 1, second period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Falling in love again, never wanted to. What am I to do? Can't help it. Love's on.
More Canadians keep the romance going with help from Motomaster and Canadian Tire. Motomaster, Canada's #1 selling replacement parts.
Toronto Blue Jays won today over the Yankees. Lead that series 2-1. CTV is the finale for you. I'll be back at Yankee Stadium with Fergie and Tommy for Pascal Perez and Juan Guzman, the starting pitchers from Yankee Stadium on CTV tomorrow afternoon.
Don Wayne Gretzky has not taken a face-off in this game with that bad wrist. Here he's working with Mark Messier as his centerman.
Gretzky on the boards, battling for possession. Larmer helps him out. McInnes finally shoots it in. Number 5, Steve Smith near boards. Past Messier for Gretzky. Centering pass intercepted, and Finland clears. That's automatic icing. Wayne Gretzky, questionable for this first game, has made his appearance. His presence is felt, even though he can't get the grip on the hockey stick he wants. It can't be the full force you might expect him to be. The all-time Canada Cup scoring leader. And as you saw at the outset, who will ever forget that goal? Gretzky and Mario Lemieux to win the Canada Cup 4 years ago.
You watch Finland here, Don. Gretzky centered the puck, and look how he's taken out by Siren. He just stays with him and stays with him to try and eliminate Gretzky from the play. The Finns are playing pretty well here on the smaller ice surface. Remember, the Finns practiced for 2.5 weeks as part of their training camp on a smaller ice surface, NHL-sized, in Finland before they came over here. That, along with the players with NHL experience, has given them something to be prepared for, and they don't look out of place here.
Suominen gets it across the line, and a good play to the side of the goal. Ranford sliding to block that, and a dangerous chance for Finland. Play whistle down to the Team Canada blue line. It remains a 1-1 tie. Second period on the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
When something is wrong with my baby, something is wrong with me.
People have a special relationship with their cars. So when something goes wrong, they trust the trained technicians at Canadian Tire to make everything okay again. Canadian Tire, Canada's #1 choice for auto service.
Waiting the face-off outside the Team Canada blue line. Now we are set to go for Finland. Jarmo Kekalainen on the draw for Team Canada, Brent Sutter. And Sutter wins it. Back to his defense player, now Murphy at center ice. The relay shoots it down to the corner. Puck comes bouncing out there. They try to center it out. Tocchet plays it behind the net. Here's Robitaille circling. Sutter centering by the side of the goal. Puck is still loose in there, and the official finally comes in and whistles it down.
That was a play in which Canada is starting to do a little more as the game progresses. They're starting to dump it in a little bit, Don, and as I mentioned earlier, they're starting to control the backboards. Here the line with Robitaille and Tocchet and Sutter, they dumped it in. Never got a quality scoring chance, but they at least gained control once it was put in the corner. There's Murphy dumping it in, and watch the work. You see one-on-one battles, but you have to outwork the opposition, and there you see Sutter getting it done. Robitaille trying to get into position, and Sutter continues to work, controlling the puck deep in the Finnish zone. And if that little pass right there clicks, Tocchet has a good scoring chance. Good effort by Brent Sutter.
He remains for the face-off. Tikkanen on the draw for Team Finland. Tikkanen goes down. Intercepted by Tocchet. Sutter. Shot from a sharp angle by Scott Stevens drifts wide. Now Murphy from the near side, right on the target. Ketterer turns it away. Sutter battling in the corner against Solani. Solani leaving it for Rotanen, and penalty is going to be called in behind the Finnish net.
Team Canada had a defensive line on the ice against the offensive line for Finland, and Finland took the penalty, and that has to make that man, the coach, a little bit unhappy.
Newmanen gets the gate. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
I'm a big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Bic Regular, a great shave at a great price.
I'm a big man.
Bic Sensitive, Bic Baby's tender skin. Bic Metal, slim head, total control. Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man.
Regular, sensitive, metal.
I'm a big man.
Teppo Newmanen in the penalty box. Interference to call. The time 7:47. Team Canada goes to the power play.
The Winnipeg Jet Newmanen interferes right there, knocking down on a pick play one of the Team Canada players. That was a pretty good shift done for Corson along with Sutter and Tocchet in the offensive zone to draw the penalty.
Messier with Gretzky and Larmer up front. Steve Smith fails to hold left point. Canada Canada with the power play advantage, looking to break the 1-1 tie. Ketterer out from in behind his goal. Larmer there. Gretzky also there. Now Larmer. The great one makes the play. Short side sweeping in, and too close was Smith. The angle blocked by Ketterer.
Ketterer was a question mark as to how well he would play. He's been very strong in reading plays. Interesting to note that Steve Smith is paired here with McInnes on the point. The power play in the first period, it was Coffey on the point with McInnes.
Team Finland changing on the go, trying to ward off the Team Canada power play threat. Larmer. Messier with him. McInnes across to Smith. Shot was blocked by the Finnish defender. It's McInnes at the blue line. It was knocked down by a high stick. And Mark Messier at the blue line. As they passed it ahead, they will face off there.
Team Canada makes a change now as Mark Messier goes off. Messier skated once prior to joining Team Canada. He had been enjoying his summer in the Hilton Head in the Carolinas, but he did work out a lot. He worked out with the Stairmaster, rollerblades, and is in great shape. Messier, to this point, has not missed a shift. In fact, has double shifted a couple of times.
Yeah, the amount of ice time he has had is remarkable. About a minute left now of the penalty, and that's deflected in among the spectators over the Team Canada bench.
Just missing Brian Sutter, who got the arm up quickly.
Now, this young man has been a story. Got a lot of ice time in the first period, Eric Lindros, and has made his presence felt. A player of the year in junior hockey, but where will he be as a pro?
Oh, boy.
When will he be a pro?
Now, a lot of people in Quebec are hoping it's Quebec. He was a nervous guy this morning. Always the last guy off the ice, Don. Great work habits. And he is by far the strongest player on the ice for Team Canada in their tests.
Scott Stevens has it get away on him for Finland. Skriko now, quick shot, short-handed Finns breaking into the Team Canada goal, but Ranford's equal to it. And we're going to have a face-off to his left.
Going through what appears to be a complete power play for Team Canada, and Paul Coffey has not seen any action. There's the steal as the puck is kept in the zone, and then a quick snapshot. The European players will use a snapshot or wrist shot more than a slap shot, and they have a whole bunch of velocity behind it. They've had some great wrist shots in this game.
You mentioned how the Finnish team tried to train on a smaller rink. I think of all the European teams, they are hurt most by the smaller North American rinks.
Well, they love to spread it out. They had a meeting last night, Don, the Finns did, and went over each Team Canada player. They also made a point of not to be afraid. If people like Tocchet, Sutter, etc. are going to hit and hit hard, take the hit and be smart about it. And the Finns have played fairly smart hockey. They played well in this game as we're near the midway point, and it's 1-1.
Over the boards again, and a stoppage in play.
The head coach, as you look at him, gained some prominence in 1988 when he coached the national team for Finland to a silver medal in Calgary, and he's now signed to a contract through the 1994 Olympics. So it's something rather exciting for him.
And he has made his team totally prepared, it would appear, for Team Canada in this challenge tonight, tied at 1.
Don, let me correct myself. Make that through the 92 Olympics, which will be in Albertville, France, not 94.
Tikkanen on the draw, slides back to the point for Team Canada. Loose puck, they bang away. Graham's got a chance. Corson tries to jam it through, and Curry attempts to clear unsuccessfully for Finland. Murphy now for Canada. Courtnall. Stevens. Murphy shooting, and that's deflected by Curry over to the far side. Tikkanen's in pursuit. 10 seconds left of the Team Canada power play. Graham digs it in front. Murphy can't get a shot away. They center it, and shot wide by Courtnall. Wide open net. Now Team Finland back at full strength. Newmanen's back on the ice. Shot off the blocker of Ketterer. Still, Team Canada buzzing around. Here's Courtnall shooting. That's turned back by Tikkanen. Can't clear the zone. Courtnall and Tikkanen go to the boards. Now Corson. And finally, Finland clears.
Corson and Tikkanen having words back behind the play. Good penalty killing, good offensive opportunities for Team Canada, especially with appointment Larry Murphy moving in. And Ketterer getting the job done in goal for Team Finland. Some fine goaltending. You see the Canadians on the power play working it deep. Now watch Murphy, 55, move in. The puck ricochets there, and Murphy didn't quite get the good angled shot. Good example of patient goaltending by Ketterer, even though Courtnall missed the net. Watch the goaltender be patient with Murphy having the puck. He's up. He's trying to stay with him. And the Finns have been pretty good picking up people in front away from the puck.
Larry Murphy went from Minnesota to Pittsburgh. The Penguins, of course, defeating the North Stars in the Stanley Cup final. Either way, he would have been there, but he winds up with the winning side. Wants to be in the winning side here for Team Canada in a 1-1 tie tonight. The Finns now off the glove of Ranford. Slap shot. He clears it off the far boards. They keep it in play. This is Timo Juutala back on the blue line, kept in on the delayed offside by Siren, and Team Canada gets a chance to bring it out, and they will.
He paid for it as Tockett rattled him.
Here's Smith now with a glove, keeping it alive. Gets it across to McInnes in the Canadian zone. A little over 9 minutes left in period 2. We are tied at 1. Somewhat surprisingly, Larmer takes a dump at center ice, knocked down by Järvenpää. Juutala now forcing it ahead for Team Finland. Play in the center ice zone, now to the finish end of the ice.
Don, I don't believe Paul Coffey's on the bench, and that's the reason he didn't play on the power play. There may be a problem, I don't know what it is, but I don't think Coffey is on the bench.
Haven't seen him for a while, you're right. Courtnall getting a lot of ice time, fires it rink wide for Messier. He gets turned around, can't get all the way in. Carrying on, though, is Stevens. They bang away, loose puck. Can't drive it in. Murphy blasts it down, and Ketterer found that somehow. Howard Chuck is ridden off by Peltoma, and Finland comes back after a great scoring chance for Canada. Raimo zooming in, circling, centering. Peltona can't make the play, and Murphy again for Canada brings it back. Too far for a tired Courtnall. They'll change. Great end-to-end action there. Finland and Canada trying to break this 1-all tie.
And Canada trying to put pressure on the Finns in their zone. But Ketterer, the goaltender, getting stronger and stronger. You see here the Canadians getting some room in the offensive zone. You see the Finns having trouble controlling the bigger Canadian players in front. The point shot by Murphy, who's having a strong second period, doesn't get through. Look at Messier standing in front. Messier with a solid shift. It's very difficult to try and move Mark Messier from an area in which he's planted himself. And Messier, during that whole shift, was in the slot, and they had trouble moving him. Paul Coffey, by the way, is on the bench. He just hasn't played much.
A little over 8 minutes to go in period 2 in this 1-1 tie. Brent Sutter getting set to take the face-off against Essen Tikkanen. Tikkanen, unhappy with his negotiations with Edmonton, says he will go home after the Canada Cup unless he can work something out in a hurry with his NHL employers. Steve Smith. An Oiler behind his own net now. Teammate Ranford looking back through the twine at him as he starts up the left side slowly with a pass to McInnes. Break wide left side, quick relay. Corson breaks it alone, but it's offside over 2 lines with a quick break to Corson. It remains a 1-1 tie in Toronto. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Falling in love again, never wanted to. What am I to do? Can't help it. Love's all.
More Canadians keep the romance going with help from Motomaster and Canadian Tire. Motomaster, Canada's #1 selling replacement parts.
Paul Coffey sits and he watches. Did not play the Team Canada power play here in the second period. And I don't think he's had a shift unless it was very early in the period. So Mike Keenan deciding to shorten his bench. Shanahan hasn't seen a lot of time on the left side, and Coffey hasn't seen a lot of time on the blue line.
There's the time remaining in the period, 7:48. Steve Smith again. He's got Graham on the right boards. They try to clear it. Sutter could not obtain the pass. Curry bothering him. Keeps it in for Finland. Smith now with McInnes, feeds in the puck to Graham off the boards. It's left there. Finland cutting Canada off at mid-ice.
Now the first pass is the most important pass. There you see Smith hit McInnes, and that opened it right up. If the first pass out of the zone is crisp and sharp, generally a team will break out smartly, Don.
Olsen forechecking in behind the net, but Finland clears the zone easily. Murphy's had a lot of ice time. He's getting Coffey's work, his own, and more. Graham now will go to the bench as Canada changes. Heenan shortening the ice time as the second period wears down here in a 1-1 tie, despite the fact Canada's outshot Finland 25-16. Salane for Finland couldn't maintain possession. Larmer now against the defender with Tocchet helping out. Going in for Finland is Christian Ruutu of the Buffalo Sabres. He comes away with the left side. They can't clear. Deflected by Gretzky into the corner. Tocchet against Lume. Now Gretzky. He's being bothered in there by Ruutu. Taken down in behind. Tocchet plays it back of the net for Gretzky again. Now Finland comes away. Left wing pass for Skriko. He's turned back by Murphy. Salane carries on. He is dangerous. Makes the quick pass. Skriko couldn't get a shot away. Less than 6 minutes to go in period 2. Break for Gretzky inside the line. But they will whistle it down and bring it back. Much to Gretzky's dismay. Well, the Advanced Blue Player of the game for Team Finland, we awarded a unique Inuit sculpture. It'll be courtesy of Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire supports skills development, participation, fair play, and fun in communities right across Canada. The spirit of hockey, Team Canadian Tire.
Paul Coffey on the ice right now as the puck comes back to the Canadian zone for the draw. It's interesting to see if Team Canada starts to become impatient. It's been tough so far against this solid Finnish team. A 1-1 score, and the team that has the most talent is Canada. You just don't want to find yourself becoming impatient. Coffey has to do what he does best, and that is to move the puck out and to join the play.
Canada's only goal the first period by Robitaille, and Finland got that back here in the second. Jani Ojanen put it in for this 1-1 tie we have now. Desjardins slides it down to the Finnish zone. Golf by Jutila around to the near boards. Finland breaks out. They're skating with Canada step for step here and making some pretty plays along the way. Number 5 is Timo Jutila. He leads it. Desjardins now gets it across to Corto. Corto with a couple of great scoring chances earlier in this period, loses it at center ice. Canada has to regroup. A little over 5 minutes to go in the second period. Finland once again. Ojanen breaks it up at center ice.
Don, Canada's having a tough time getting through the neutral zone as a unit. When they've had success in the offensive zone, it's when they've dumped the puck in deep. But the Finns are clogging it up here very, very well.
Mark Messier down in the corner. Getting some help from Dale Howard-Chuck. Jari Eloranta. Smith fails to hold it in. Backpedals now to his own blue line with McInnes. McInnes of the Calgary Flames, center ice. He'll slap it in and drive it hard, and Kenner turns it away. 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. McInnes again now, shooting it for Sutter. Corson behind the net with it. Corson in front. There's the shot. Oh, it rolls wide. Graham couldn't get much wood on that. Smith keeping it in. For Sutter, watched by Pasi Jura. Centering for Graham. Bouncing puck cleared by Finland's Raimo Suominen. Now Suominen tests the left side. In they come. Looked offside. Play goes on. Number 27, Timo Peltoma. He bumps in the corner. Corson comes in to help, and McInnes wins it for Canada. Shot in by McInnes, steered right by Ketterer. Mass changes for Team Canada. They've got to wait for people to get onside as they flip it inside the line. Newman in. Canada intercepts. Gretzky. Play goes right on in there. The outside waved off. Portnoy couldn't get a good shot away, and Finland clears. 3.5 minutes to play now. Second period, 1-1. Steve Larmer. Gretzky going down in the corner. Portnoy trailing. Larmer helping out. They can't get it to him. He's alone in the slot. Murphy has it. Slides it across to Stevens. Scott Stevens shot bouncing in there. Picked up by Rotanen. For Tikkanen. Murphy watching him. Hard shot. Quick reaction by Ranford just in time. Turns it aside. Now Lindros going in. They force him off, but Murphy gets a blast right on, and Ketterer's there to save it again. Now Portnoy in front. Lindros couldn't get the shot away. Shanahan shoots. Lindros pokes, and Finland clears.
Got another long stretch of play here without a change, or without a stoppage, pardon me, so that line changes become very, very important for both teams to get it done properly.
Rick talking to the Philadelphia Flyers, digs it back to Shanahan. Coffey's on the ice. His shot redirected. Rebound. They score. Lindros makes it 2-1 for Canada. Or Shanahan it was. Took it in. Brendan Shanahan. And Canada leads 2-1.
The Canadians changed well on the fly. They kept the pressure going, and there's the open man, Brendan Shanahan. There was some traffic in front. Shanahan stayed out of it. You'll see Tocchet attract everybody. Shanahan kept moving and found the puck and puts it in behind Ketterer. A big goal late in the second period. Shanahan has seen little ice time in the second period, but he got it done in the offensive zone. And Brian Sutter congratulates him. Here you see the Finns trying to slow it down before the puck's dropped to try and take the momentum away from the Canadians here. Ruutu very deliberate in getting to the face-off circle here.
So two players in their first Canada Cup have scored the goals tonight. Robitaille in the first period. Now Brendan Shanahan of the New Jersey Devils here in the second for a 2-1 Team Canada lead. Just over 2 minutes to go. Rico makes the pass at center ice. Solani leaves it. Good quick shot by Ruutu was turned aside by the blocker of Ranford. Now Paul Coffey gets his ice time. Firing it ahead to center ice. Corson rolls it in as Gretzky and company come on for a change on the whistle beside the goal. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
For the top brands in hockey equipment and low prices, nobody addresses Canada's needs so completely as the more than 400 addresses of Canadian Tire. Giving you the time to turn that raw talent into tomorrow's pro.
You know, son, the goalies are the real stars of this game.
Brendan Shanahan gets the goal. Lindros and Coffey the assist. So Lindros gets his first point in Canada Cup action. There's Coffey with a shot. And Tocchet attracting attention. Shanahan kept moving, found the rebound. Ironic, Don, that Shanahan and Coffey, who missed a little time here in the second period, involved in the scoring play.
And it looks like, at least by the ice time McInnes and Murphy are getting, that it's being a case of long stretches and then long stretches off. Coffey has had his time off. Now he's seen a lot of ice time, but there seems to be no rest for the likes of Murphy or Corson, who's seen a lot of ice time tonight. This is Graham now behind the net. Team Canada with a slender 1-goal lead. Who would have thought this late in the hockey game?
Canadians have had 19 shots on goal here, Don, in the second period. And every time they get the puck deep, they've had some success in controlling those backboards.
Gretzky at center ice. They have outshot Finland 31-19 overall. McInnes forced back into his own zone by the only goal scorer for Finland, Ojanen. Last minute of play in period 2. Järvi now for the Finns, keeps it in Canada's zone. Back to the left point for Pasi Hura. They battle beside the net. McInnes, Graham to relay it if he can back to Gretzky at center ice. They finally get it to him. Gretzky with Graham, and Gretzky now forced over toward the bench, and he'll go right to it. A quick change by Keenan. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Quick shot, a hard shot, but blocked by Marcus Ketterer by Desjardins.
A great shot by the Montreal Canadian defenseman. What was interesting about that save, Don, and you don't see it by many goaltenders, is the puck hit the blocker, and then he corralled it with a catching hand so it didn't get away. Watch the goaltender's catching hand. It's right on top of the puck, on the blocker. That's something that very few goaltenders can do and do well. Desjardins started off last season with Montreal playing very, very well, even better than Svoboda. But he injured his ankle, and it took a long time to get strong from that injury. Yet he picked it up in the playoffs. It was a surprise in the playoffs for Montreal, and a great surprise here in camp as he's made Team Canada.
I would think a lot of NHL scouts in the audience are scribbling very hard in their notebooks about the work of Marcus Ketterer in goal for Finland tonight.
He looks like a North American goaltender in the way that he stays up. He puts the puck generally in the corner as far as rebounds go, and he's a very, very confident-looking goaltender. The 24-year-old has played well.
Sutter wins the draw from Ruutu. Corson goes in to help him out in there. Christian Ruutu getting assistance from Kari Eloranta. And Finland, having a tough time clearing, does get it back to the Team Canada end of the ice. A dozen seconds left in the second period. Team Canada's had to struggle for a 2-1 lead over Finland. Now 5 seconds left. They relay ahead, and that's going to take care of action here in the second 20-minute stanza as Team Canada comes away with a 1-goal lead over a game-finished team, despite outshooting them 32-19 at this juncture.
Things are getting heated here as Corson was down on his knees. Kari Eloranta was the player that the Canadian club was upset with and still are. Brent Sutter having some words. The Canadians have controlled their emotions pretty well through the 2 periods, and now some right hands on Peltoma, pardon me, by Sutter. Peltoma without the helmet.
Well, it's been intense competition, hard skating, good physical contact, and some frustrations are coming out here at the horn to end the second period in Toronto.
I enjoy watching Kevin Collins, the linesman, work. He's used to these types of scrums, and he was involved in breaking that one up nicely.
So they get them nicely separated. It's 2-1 for Canada over Finland after 2 in Toronto. And this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
CTV's coverage of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup is being brought to you in part by Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire is a proud sponsor of Canada Cup. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
A CTV News Update brought to you by General Motors. Here is Sandy Ronaldo.
Good evening. 2 more Soviet republics declare their independence, bringing to 10 the number opting to sever ties with Moscow. Here at home, Canada Post will have a new offer on the bargaining table when negotiators resume sitting in the morning. And the disintegration of Soviet communism hardens the resolve in communist China. A report from Beijing. We'll be back after this.
It seemed to us at Chevrolet that if we made our Cavalier more fuel efficient, with lower operating costs and a higher projected resale value than its closest competitor, it'd go far. And it did. The Chevrolet Cavalier is now far and away the best-selling car in Canada. Value's a priority, not an option. That's today's Chevrolet.
Details later on the CTV News.
What happened when Canada's leading copier company started to dream in color? They created the revolutionary Canon color laser copiers for color that demonstrates, motivates, and communicates.
True to life color that'll stop you dead in your tracks. Canon full color copies, changing the face of business.
Be cool. It's strange out there.
Is proud to present the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. He spent the last year in Italy playing with a team called the Devils, but now Jari Kurri is trading chic Milan for trendy Los Angeles, and in a few weeks will be reunited with an old buddy he's playing against tonight. For nearly a decade, Jari Kurri was an Edmonton Oiler. His best years came alongside Wayne Gretzky. Together, they won 4 Stanley Cups, raising hockey to breathless heights in Edmonton. Now, after being separated for 3 years, they're back together again.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting year for both of us and for a lot of the LA King fans. I think that we have a lot of new fans that we've generated over the last 3 years, a lot of new hockey fans, and consequently, I think there's a lot of people that have never seen Jari and I play together, and I think they're going to enjoy it very much.
When you look back at probably the Oilers, Jari Kurri and Wayne Gretzky went hand in hand, and they were continuously looking for somebody to play there.
I felt that 10 years in Edmonton was a good time, great time, but I always want to go back to Europe and play there. And I just find out that was a good time to go. You know, we won the cup, and I felt that now it's time to move on, and it was a good year. But, you know, going back to Europe, I never thought I would be back here.
But number 17 did come back to play in LA and to play with the Kings.
For sure, he's a part of it because LA was my #1 choice if I would come back here. There's no question about that. So, because of Wayne and the team, you know, and the organization, it's a very interesting team. So, I'm happy to be there.
We played so well together because we played out of instinct. We basically, you know, we played regular shift, we killed penalties, we played power play. We knew exactly where each other was all the time.
Well, I had the opportunity the other day to go watch Jari play, and you can see where that chemistry can develop and will develop again with Wayne and Jari. I'm very excited about the thought of those two being together again once our season opens up.
You know, they really wanted Jari and went out and got him.
Behind his protective visor, the Flying Finn excitedly looks to the future, elated to be back where he belongs, beside Wayne Gretzky. And while the Kings can't wait to revive the Gretzky-Kurri show, 21 other teams in the NHL aren't that excited. Right now, Gretzky's Reds lead Kurri's Whites 2-1 in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Tomorrow on CTV Sports, the pennant race continues in the American League East as the Blue Jays take on the Yankees. Check local listings for the time in your area. Labatt's Blue Jays Baseball, part of CTV Sports Championship Summer.
I wear the pump cross trainer because I like a secure fit. Life is short. Play hard. Reebok.
It takes a lot of energy to keep your home in hot water. Unless, that is, you have a low-flow shower head. For just around $10, it can save a family of 4 at least $50 a year in power bills. With the power off, turn your water heater down to between 54 and 60 degrees to further reduce energy consumption. 2 easy ways to keep yourself in hot water and to keep from taking a bath and energy costs.
Hot tips from Nova Scotia Power and ATV.
At Bayview Pines Country Inn, overnight guests enjoy a spectacular view of Mahone Bay from every sunny room. Home-cooked breakfasts and dinners are served daily, and our country kitchen is open to the public for lunch. Bayview Pines, 4-star Country Inn. You'll receive a hearty welcome at the Mug and Anchor Pub in Mahone Bay, a traditional English-style pub offering good food and good friends with a complete range of domestic and imported beverages on tap. Relax at the bar or dine in our licensed deck overlooking the water. The Mug and Anchor Pub, Mahone Bay.
This summer, discover Nova Scotia's real treasure, the Oak Island Inn and Marina. Relax with a walk along the shore or take a dip in the pool. Experience the family-sized hot tub. Join in a game of horseshoes or perfect your backhand. And what could be more enjoyable than an outdoor barbecue? While the dining room's sumptuous cuisine is certainly worth toasting. Just 45 minutes from Halifax with rates starting at $49 a day. Visit Nova Scotia's oceanfront resort on Mahone Bay, the Oak Island Inn and Marina.
What makes a great family of jeans great for your family? Heavyweight 14-ounce cotton denim. 4 full layers of seam strength at every seam. Copper oxide rivets or bar tacking at stress points. And waist sizes from 2 to 52. The Mark's Work Warehouse family of jeans. From $19.99 for men and boys, $26.99 for women.
Now, a CTV Coca-Cola Classic Sports Break. Here's Lance Brown.
Hey, baseball fans, let's tag up and go National League West, Atlanta and Philadelphia today. This is Phil starter Jose De Jesus. He strikes out Ron Gant. He strikes out Terry Pendleton. He strikes out Sid Bream to end the 8th, 3 in a row, 13 Ks for him today. That's a career high. The Phils defeat Atlanta by a score of 5-0. That's good news for the Dodgers, who were 2 games back. American League, great news for the Blue Jays. 10th inning, Detroit and Oakland. Blooper falls in for Mark McGuire. Jose Canseco rolls around 30s in there. Final score 9-8 for Oakland. It's good news for the Blue Jays because they're now 3.5 games up on the Detroit Tigers. Boston at Seattle later.
What some people won't do for the most refreshing taste on earth. Always keep plenty of Coca-Cola Classic on ice. You never know who'll drop in.
They zip the bag on the World Track and Field Championships in Tokyo tomorrow. Keep an eye on this. You'll be seeing more of it. Michael Smith of Kenora, Ontario, on the podium, accepting a silver medal in the men's decathlon, and Ben Johnson appearing in his first World Championship since 1987, and Carl Lewis watching from the sidelines. This is the final of the men's 4x1 relay. It's a semifinal. The U.S. finished first. Canada broke a Canadian record, finishing 4th. They are in to the final. Canada with 3 points total on 1 silver and 2 bronze.
Banking is perceived as a very large and sometimes faceless operation.
That's what we've got to change.
I think we're making a difference by recognizing what our clients are looking for from their bank.
We're really investing in our communities, and customers really are looking for that little extra. We want to walk around with pride, and we're starting to do that, and we'll keep doing it.
Bank of Montreal. We're paying attention.
I think money is very emotional to people.
She's got a man. No. She's exercising. She watches everything she eats. You're right. She's got a man.
The Special K breakfast. Only 230 calories and low in fat.
So who is it? Oh, probably some fabulous blonde guy.
Special K and a balanced diet. Because you've got your own reasons for looking good.
And now you could look even better in LA Gear Sportswear. There's $100,000 in instant win prizes. Details on specially marked boxes of Special K from Kellogg's.
Imagine winning your choice of 3 great world sports tours, like the Grand Slam of tennis or the Grand Slam of golf. Enter the Gillette World Tour of Sports Sweepstakes, and you could win one of 3 trips for 2 to tennis, golf, or Formula One Grand Prix. Around the world, following your favorite sport. The Gillette World Tour of Sports. Enter where Gillette products are sold.
Greetings. We've learned that Claritin effectively relieves hay fever symptoms. But what about other allergies like dust, mold, or pets like Fluffy here? Check. Claritin works fast, without drowsiness, on your runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, and sneezes. From hay fever, little kitty cats, dogs, feathers, dust mites, molds.
You meet someone and eventually want to share everything with them. It seems nothing will ever come between you, and nothing should, except this. Trust Trojan condoms. Reduce the risk.
Come out of the wet into a world that's more than dry. It's extra dry. Arid extra dry. Antiperspirant for men.
Maybe a lot closer than those fans and many at home expected after 2 periods. Canada leading Finland 2-1 here at Maple Leaf Gardens, the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Bill Clement is here again. Bill, you know, I think about the interesting exchanges between the players in the second period. I could not forget teammates Mark Messier and Esa Tikkanen during the regular season.
Well, that's what's interesting. When you get to this stage, some of the greatest rivalries end up between players who play together during regular seasons. After they went down at center ice, Messier always likes to get the last shot in. So does Tikkanen. But this time, Tikkanen made a mistake. He turned his back on the big guy, and he ended up going down. But Esa Tikkanen told me today, Rod, that he tomorrow is going to make perhaps the biggest decision of his hockey career. He is going to decide whether or not to sign with Lugano of the Swiss League. He is really bitter with the Oilers because they have not signed him. He sees Guy Carbonneau's new deal, $700,000+. He sees Brendan Shanahan with his $1.1 million, and he says, why can't I make that much money? So he is going to decide tomorrow whether or not he will play in Switzerland next year.
So is Glenn Sather rushing out to sign Esa Tikkanen?
I don't think so for a number of reasons. First of all, Glenn had knee surgery yesterday, so he's not moving anywhere very quickly. Another reason is he knows that if Tikkanen signs with another team in the NHL, and Tikkanen knows this as well, the compensation is 5 first-round picks. Tikkanen told me this morning he doesn't even think he's worth that much. That's why it's Switzerland or the NHL. The other thing is that Sather's the best poker player in the NHL.
All right, quickly, where's he going to be next year?
I think he's going to be back in Edmonton.
All right, there it is from Bill Clement. The summary of the second period, 2 goals scored, one by Team Finland, Jani Ojenen scoring at 2:45, and Brendan Shanahan scoring from Eric Lindros and Paul Coffey late in the second period. And right now, Team Canada has a 2-1 lead. The shots on goal, 32-19. And there is the man that Bill Clement just talked about. And now let's give it back to John Davidson and Don Chevrier.
Thank you, Rod. Esa Tikkanen making his presence felt here. He and Curry, such strong driving factors, along with Solani for this Finnish team tonight.
Don, one thing that Tikkanen did say was that once this tournament is over, he's going right back to Europe. Well, when this thing's over, it's training camp time in the National Hockey League. So the Edmonton Oilers and Esa Tikkanen will have to get it together to get Tikkanen back to Edmonton.
Yep, he is playing hardball.
There's another gentleman playing hardball, along with Glenn Anderson and others in Edmonton. And Glenn Sather, once he recovers from that operation with his knee, which he injured while water skiing, he'll have his hands full trying to get his team straightened out for this season.
Well, Bill Ranford is all settled in with the Oilers and is settled in goal here tonight with a remarkable performance.
I'll tell you the truth, Ranford's another guy that's in a contract hassle right now with the Oilers. But both netminders in this game have been exceptional. Ketterer, the busier of the two, he's had 32 shots. He's been beaten for 2. Ranford's had 19. He's been beaten for 1. And this kid has looked very, very strong.
It has been a day of upsets and surprises in the opening round of the Labatt Canada Cup. The upset Czechoslovakia over the Soviet Union in Saskatoon 5-2, the surprise. The U.S. over Sweden 6-3. And the score right here has got to be a major surprise. 2-1 for Team Canada.
You know, one thing to mention here is that ties are not played to a winner. Ties are ties in the preliminary round of the Canada Cup.
Brent Sutter won the draw, but Finland takes over. Lead pass, Curry taken down from behind as it crossed the blue line. It is called on the offside as it was checked by Smith.
You got to love this matchup. Tikkanen on the left wing for Finland Tocchet on the right side for Canada, and they were jousting as that puck was dropped at center ice. And I think that maybe by design we may see a lot of Tocchet's in this period opposite Tikkanen.
All the way back for a face-off in the finish zone.
Tikkanen's an individual who loves to chirp and yap on the ice and in the locker room, and the Finnish coaches were saying that he talks even more in Finnish in their locker room than what he does when he's an Oiler, and believe me, that's a lot.
Team Canada looking for insurance here. They've had a goal disallowed early. Have to settle for a 2-1 lead, having outshot Team Finland 32-19. On comes Turkonen to handle the face-off. Comes back to Smith. Can't handle it. Out and over and back in and whistled down at the Finland blue line.
Face-offs could be a problem in this third period for the Finns in their own zone, especially if one of them, such as Tikkanen, gets thrown out. Steve Smith playing well, and by the way, that man, Marty McSorley, had a great camp. He was released by Mike Keenan and their crew, but they were impressed with the work habits and the conditioning of Marty McSorley, along with others, such as Gary Roberts.
So much talent, and you just can't keep it all. Steve Yzerman among those told at 6:30 he would not be suiting up tonight. For Finland, Raimo Suominen forcing it in. Al McInnes back to center ice.
We're not seeing matchups as Mike Keenan has left this Canadian line on the ice, even though Tikkanen's line, along with Curry, were taken off the ice.
Tocchet for Graham and relayed back in behind Finland's goal. Solid performance by Marcus Ketterer tonight between the pipes for the Finns. Jarmo Kekalinen forcing it down to the Canadian zone. Suominen falling on the play. You made the point earlier about the Canadians with Gretzky now in charge, not making that quick pass, that quick break from their zone that they would like to execute. They've had trouble getting past center ice. Finland makes the check, they bring it back. Rautanen and his shot blocked, fakes it off into the corner. Corson for Canada digs it out. Relayed off the boards, down the ice. Gretzky sprawls. No penalty called as the fans react. Coffey now, knifing in front of his goaltender to bring it up the right side. Batted down by Tikkanen. A tired Gretzky gets a break at the bench. Porto passing it back to Coffey to Messier. And they whistle that down on an offside call at Finland's blue line. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Alexander Keith believed in working slowly and carefully, taking the time to get things right. Those who shared his simple philosophy received a suitable reward. Today, we still brew Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale his way.
A minute ago showed the Blue Jays beating the Yankees, and then Oakland defeated the Tigers. So the Blue Jays lead by 3.5.
And here, look at Canada forechecking 2 men deep, and you don't see a third Canadian forward. It's Wayne Gretzky. Look where he is. He's back, helping out his defense, making sure that 3 forwards are not trapped at one time, and it's easy for the Canadian team to break up that Finnish rush. Smart defensive play by Wayne Gretzky.
Eric Lindros on the face-off. Canada 2, Finland 1. Lindros assisting on the Shanahan goal that put Canada ahead in the second period. Robitaille got the other goal in the first, and Ojanen as Finland's lone reply. 2-1 Team Canada. As they forecheck in there, Howardchuk leads the assault, but the Finns bring it out quite smartly at center ice. Christian Ruutu getting the shot away, and Ranford scoops that from the crease.
It almost looked like Ranford was thinking pass from Ruutu, and Ruutu tried to fool him, and just about did. A tricky shot.
Jani Laukkanen back for Finland. Lindros Forechecking for Canada. For 21 for the Finns is Ruutu, and he's bumping on the boards in there, getting some help finally from Skriko. And now Canada with Stevens in possession at center ice off a skate. Here's a break for Solani going in a backhand shot, and Brantford turns that away. A dangerous break for Finland. They shoot again. Number 9, Siren lets a blast go, blocked by Ranford. Finland very close to tying it on 2 occasions. The Finns getting quicker breaks than Team Canada, it seems, at this juncture. Robitaille, he's got a goal, leaves it for Messier, brings it in. Messier circling, centering, and nobody home. Back come the Finns. Ojanen with the only goal for Finland. A test for Ranford there with a glove save. This is Steve Smith. Near boards, makes the play for Canada. Robitaille center ice, accepts the pass. Messier with him across the line. Robitaille stopping, centering, blocked by Ojanen for Finland. Team Canada tries to keep it in. Robitaille fails to glove it down. The amazing Messier joining the team a couple of days ago and seeing action tonight on a lot of it. Shoots it inside the zone.
Here in the third period, Canada going with all 4 lines and all 3 sets of defense, and they're rotating them quickly.
Ura digs it out. Järvi, rink-wide pass left side coming in for Remo Suominen. Battling in the corner. Number 24, Kekalainen for Finland. Ura in front of his own goal. Quick break left side inside the line. Here is a slap shot by Brent Sutter, turned away by Ketterer. Tocchet helping out on the near boards. And the officials finally stop the play. It remains 2-1 for Team Canada. Coming up on 5 minutes of playing time gone by the boards here in this final period in Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.